Well, guys, it is time for Sunday Sit Down, and joining us tonight is Mizzou soccer coach Bryan Blitz. And guys, Andrew didn't fully take the night off. He did chat for Blitz with us.
First off, Coach, jumping right in, what's it like being a soccer coach in the SEC during a pandemic?
It's unique, but like everybody in the world, we're all having to adapt. Day by day, just even with testing, we were going to test at one point this weekend, and then we were told no, and now we're going to test again. So, which is good because the protocols are outstanding that the SEC is doing. It's keeping everybody safe, but just that small detail. I mean, things change probably for you as well, or everybody all over the world. I mean, it's daily. In some aspect, we all have to adapt and grow and learn to, hate the word use adapt or die, but adapt or be flexible. That's the name of the game where you just go insane.
Well, earlier this week, you guys had to be flexible with moving or not moving. I'm not sure how that's going to work with not playing Florida this weekend due to their COVID-19 issue. How did you handle that? How did your team handle that, knowing that, I'm sure there was a lot of excitement for the home opener, and now, you move it back a week. This
is the new normal at this point. That, again, it's not if, it's when, and I think you'll continue to see that throughout all of our sports. I hope not, but I think so. I think we just kind of roll with the punches. We will make up that game at some point. We did put in an extra week in the SEC season for that reason. So Commissioner Sankey and all the above were very smart about that early on. And so we have a bumper for that if and when it happened, and certainly it did for us as well this week.
You guys found out on Monday. That gave you guys plenty of time. I'm curious, is that how it's going to be week to week, or could you find out, the day before the game?
Yeah, I mean, you can find out, really we get tested roughly Sunday, Wednesday, and then the day after the game or the day right before the game. So, and it depends if it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it's still rolling 3 times a week schedule. So for sure you can find out that like they did the day before, 24 hours before, and you got to call it off at that point. And health and safety is the right thing to do. So I'll just speak for every team in the SEC has had it, and you go from 31 to 14 to 7. But we've been, again, I hate to brag because I was bragging before that. We don't even have it. We're the only team in the SEC, and I promise you 2 days later we had 4 kids get it, contact tracing, 20 other kids at that point. But we've been full, again, knock on wood, because the last time I said that. But so we've had to adapt from all situations, and then even bringing him back in for protocol to play back, because if it's 10-day, 14-day, how are they staying fit, especially in soccer and all sports, really, you got to be fit. And so it was a challenge early on. I wouldn't say we nailed it, but who knows when it will come back, and you just have to be flexible. I mean, to have depth is so much more important than it ever been. I mean, there's always depth is important, right? But certainly in this situation, depth is so key. Kids that might not be ready, they have to be ready.
Well, next week will be your opener. It's on the road against South Carolina. I'm curious, how are you guys traveling there?
Yeah, I mean, it went through everything from buses to commercial to other ways. And so the best for COVID situation, we're just going to fly the day of the game. And just for safety, we don't run into anybody. We don't, we're kind of in our own bubble here. And so, South Carolina's exact same testing as us. So that's the one really great thing about it. So it's something we've never done, but just because of the safety part of it, we're leaving that morning and we'll play and we'll come back. So it'll be a new experience for us.
Looking at the schedule now, you got 7 games, all SEC, of course, is a, gauntlet, I assume. What do you think of 7 games against that kind of competition every week?
I think it's exciting, especially with this new format. I mean, you got to hit the ground running. We are all exactly alike. Meaning, we'll be a little bit unique, and so are Florida, because those teams are playing. Now they have another test today, so we'll never know. But from that standpoint, I think it's exciting. I think our kids feel it's exciting. We have an SEC tournament at the end of the 8-game or 7-game. I think we'll make up that game, and we'll have a true divisional champion And in the end, we're excited because we get to do something that we love, and we're so lucky to be able to do it. There's probably not an athlete, at least here at Mizzou, that doesn't feel that way, or even in the SEC. We're fortunate.
Well, what about your team this year? You guys were picked 12th in the SEC preseason coaches poll. What do you guys think of that? And what can Tiger fans expect from you guys?
You know, we have 9 seniors, and they're really motivated, and they're really leading the team. And it's a well-balanced group from newcomers to all the way to the seniors. And I think we've been around and been picked 2nd and finished 10th. We've been picked 11th and finished 2nd. So I think those things we try not to get. All we can control is what we do every day in practice. And you know, this team is so well balanced. Every day in practice has been just a knockdown, drag out to get playing time, and it's made us so much better. We haven't had this type of depth at such a high level in probably 4 years. So for me, I'm never going to overpromise and underdeliver, but for me, this is the most balanced team. And, you know, they have something to prove.
Well, no Sarah Lubert this year because she graduated and now she's off to the professional ranks. What'd you think of watching her right now play for Chicago? She just scored her first goal. She's playing with some of the best women's soccer players of all time.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, you know, she deserves everything. You know, she's a self-made human. You know, obviously we saw her natural talent, but I think the reason she's a pro is she just works harder than anybody. She's at Jeff City, mid-Missouri. I'm going to show you, but I'm going to do it quietly. She went into the bubble, and, you know, it's an adjustment to go to pro, but she's shining, and she scored, and again, she attributed it always to her teammates, which is really great. So we couldn't be more excited, and she's just a role model, I think, for all of our players that hope to play pro. And so it was really exciting. I think, you know, my players kind of played a prank. So we were at practice and it was over. One of them found their phone, and it was a defender, said, "Hey coach, you know, how do I stop this goal here?" So I thought they were going to show me a goal from last year or something, or in the scrimmage. And I was like, "Well, why are you showing me that?" And it was Sarah scoring her first goal. So they kind of punked me in a really awesome way. So I really appreciated that. That was a fun just last week. So all the way around, it was great for her and her family and for our program for sure.
Well, what was your reaction when you saw it then, when they punked you?
Oh, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" You know, because I had taped it for one. And I'd been talking to her back and forth. And you know, she's, "I don't know, coach. I've had a good week of practice. I don't know if I'm going to start." And I was like, "Just, you know, just do what you do, and you make the most of your chances." So it was nice to talk with her after that as well. So I forgot who they play this week, but it was fun. It was great. If I'm going to get punked, I want to get punked that way.
That's an awesome story. Thanks for sharing that, Coach. Lastly, just any silver lining that you found throughout this whole, you know, not great, you know, situation for everybody, but have you found anything that's been positive?
Yeah, I mean, you can even look at what our seniors wrote about having the time off and reappreciating what they have. And I think it's just all of our players feel that way. It's so easy to get caught up in all the shiny toys in the SEC and all those type of things. And God, for everybody, not just players, but even coaches, it's just kind of a new eye-opening situation just in life. And so just to appreciate that, I think that is a giant silver lining for all of us, including myself.
That is definitely a very good point. It's always good that Bryan Blitz can find the positive in the situation. Thank you to both Andrew and Coach Blitz for that. We'll have a little bit more coming up after the break.